Hey everybody! So, resolution season is in full swing and convention season is about to start up. I figured it would be a good time to do a video on healthy eating at conventions. First and foremost, I want to mention that I am not a professional at all. I'm not a nutritionist, a doctor, or anything. I'm just a girl with Google and I've done research over the years and this is what has worked for me personally, so hopefully it can help you out. Our main focuses are going to be on 3 categories. The first one's going to be basic snacks if you are going to convention and you don't have access to a hotel room. The second one will be if you do have access to a hotel room but no refrigeration. And the third one will be if you have an awesome hotel room that has like a fridge or a microwave or anything like that that you can use. So the kind of foods I'm going to be focusing on are ones that are low in sugar, less processed, something to get your protein in, your vitamins in, a little bit of carbs in as well. You definitely want to be getting 1,200 calories a day just to be safe. This will cover hopefully all that. I'm going to talk about a few foods that are more processed just because you're at a convention, you can't be perfect. But hopefully this will help you out. One last little note is I normally don't fly to conventions, I drive to them. So some of the stuff I'm bringing may not be doable if you are on a plane. So keep that in consideration as well. Before I get into the main categories, I do want to mention foods that you may want to avoid if you go to conventions. The usual offenders are energy drinks and sodas, sugary snacks, and salty snacks. These are all really convenient in a pinch, and I totally understand that, but if you want to do something a little bit healthier, you may want to avoid these. I'm going to go on ahead to our first category and talk about food you can take if you're stuck at a convention all day, you don't have access to a hotel, or you had to Uber in. First and foremost, if you're going to be at a convention all day, you will need some sort of bag. A backpack is ideal because you'll have to carry your food in something as well as, your money, phone, all that jazz. On that note of storage, I think a really good thing to invest in is a water bottle, and you can refill it throughout the day at a water fountain or a sink or whatever. If you're not a huge fan of water and you need something with a little bit more flavor or something that can give you some energy, you may want to look into teas or fruit juices. Just be aware that a lot of these have a lot of sugar in them, especially the fruit juices, so make sure to read that label and be aware of what you're drinking. As far as snacks go, if you want something a little bit sweeter, I can't recommend fruit enough. An orange and apple go a long way. They have a lot of nutrition in them and they're really easy to store. If you don't want to do fruit and want something a little bit easier, you can always grab a granola bar. Just be really careful about what granola bars you grab. A lot of them are chock full of sugar as well. My personal favorite is the Kind bars. They do have some sugar in them, but they're a little bit more natural ingredients. They have basic ingredients like nuts, dark chocolate, cinnamon, that kind of stuff. So I think it's a good alternative if you need a granola bar. If you're not a big fan of sweets or want something more salty, you don't have to go for chips. One of my favorite alternatives to potato chips is beef jerky. Beef jerky is really beneficial because it's going to have a lot of protein in it, but it does have a pretty high sodium count. I think you can get some beef jerky that's lower in salt if you would like, but if you do eat it, just make sure to drink a lot of water so you're not dehydrated. Aside from beef jerky, nuts are a great alternative as well. You can get lightly salted nuts with sea salt or a lot of salt if you want a lot of salt, that's fine. Just stay hydrated. And you can also do crackers and peanut butter as well. You can take a little cracker pack and you can also get the little things of peanut butter that they have at the diners and put that in your bag, and then you can do fresh peanut butter and crackers as a little meal. And if you're going to be really hungry and you want a full meal, you can even make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like, what's up? You can put bread in your bag and you can get a peanut butter pack and a jelly pack and you can make a freaking sandwich and have a sandwich at a convention. Pretty awesome. Now we're going to move to the next category, which is if you have access to a basic hotel. The first thing I recommend is an electric kettle. You can actually do a lot with an electric kettle. My favorite thing to do is to get a little cup of ramen. They also have little other meals you can get in the grocery that just you add hot water to and let them sit and you can eat them. It's not always the healthiest. I know it's not a salad or anything, but it is going to get you those calories in and it's going to make you feel full throughout the day. So if it's the only thing you're eating, it's not going to be too detrimental to your health. Another thing you can do with the kettle is you can actually make breakfast. You can do oatmeal. Oatmeal, you just put in a little cup, pour your hot water in, and you've got breakfast there. Add a piece of fruit, perfect meal. Another way you can get breakfast in without a refrigerator is you can actually do cereal and milk. You can take a little bag of cereal or get the little cereal cups, and then they have the Horizon powdered milk packages, and you don't need to refrigerate them at all until you're ready to actually use them. So when you get to the hotel, you can just get your ice bucket, put your milk in your ice bucket, and then have milk and cereal in the morning. There's also a few good options if you want to make a full meal in your hotel room. You can definitely bring some bread with you in a Ziploc bag and make a few different sandwich options. The first option you can do is you can get little cans of tuna and you can actually add the little mayo pack. And you just mix them up and you have a tuna salad sandwich. You can also get a little can of chicken and mix it with mayo and have a chicken salad sandwich. If you want to take it even a step further, you can also bring a toaster with you. I know it's a little big and bulky, but if you want a nice heated sandwich or even a Pop-Tart, if you want to cheat a little bit, make some sugar, you can heat up your bread and then put your sandwich on it, or you can just put jelly on it, peanut butter, and have toast in the morning. Lastly, you can also bring a cooler full of food to your hotel room. Even if you don't have a refrigerator, you usually have an ice machine, so you can put stuff in your cooler and just add ice throughout the week, and that works out really well. And that's when I'm going to transition me into my next topic, which is going to be refrigeration with hotels. Make sure to check your hotel amenities or even call the hotel and see if they have refrigerators available. Sometimes you can request them, or if there's even a microwave available. As far as coolers go, I have a really small one that I like to bring, and instead of putting ice in it, I get those little pre-made ice packs that you get with lunch boxes and things and put those in. And usually a 5 to 10 hour drive, my food will mainly stay pretty cool. If you have some stuff that strictly needs to be frozen, you may want to be careful, but for the most part it should work, and you can also refill your ice at gas stations. So when you have access to refrigeration, the sky really is the limit. You can bring a lot of different healthy foods and you have a lot of options. As far as breakfast goes, there's a few different things you can do, and you can simply pull out of the fridge, really simple. One of my favorite things to do is actually hard-boil eggs before I leave for the convention. They're really easy to store, and then when you get there, you can cut them and turn them into deviled eggs with your little mustard or mango packs, or you can just have a plain hard-boiled egg. Another breakfast option is yogurt. I really like to take a fresh yogurt with me. Greek yogurt is my personal favorite, it's a little bit healthier. You can get your protein in with both eggs and yogurt, so that works out really well. And you can even chop up some fruit ahead of time, put it in Tupperware, and you have a little fruit salad. As far as lunch goes, you've got a few options too. You can do sandwiches where you can bring lunch meat and chopped vegetables like tomatoes, cucumbers, and make a nice little sandwich. You can even bring a fancier pre-made chicken salad to put on some bread. If you want to get really fancy and healthy, you can even make a full pre-made salad with some lettuce and tomatoes, vegetables, croutons, and just bring a little packet of dressing with you or a little Tupperware dressing, and you can have a full salad. If you want a healthy snack, you can bring chopped up carrots, celery, and cucumber, as well as cherry tomatoes to dip in some hummus. So that's pretty much all I have as far as basic refrigeration food goes, but if you want to get really fancy, you can even bring heating elements to the convention with you and cook food. Heating elements do take up a bit of space and they can be messy and all that jazz, but in reality, you can get a small Foreman grill or even take a griddle, and as long as you cook the right foods, it actually really doesn't get that messy. As far as the George Foreman goes, I have a really small one. It fits in my suitcase. It's really simple. You just plug it into the wall and you put your food on and it heats it up. A few foods that I like to cook on my Foreman are I like to get the frozen little breakfast sandwiches. You can actually get the little healthier ones that have egg whites and turkey sausage on them. You can also do turkey sausage for breakfast if you would like. I would stay away from your regular pork sausage and bacon because they do cause a lot of grease, which causes a lot of smoke and a really strong smell. You just need to be really conscious and mindful of the amount of smoke and the smell you're making in the hotel room. You don't want to set up a fire alarm or piss off your roommates. You can also do a veggie burger if you like. They have little frozen veggie burger patties, hot dogs, bratwurst. I like to do the chicken, Italian chicken bratwurst, a little bit healthier. Then if you want to get super fancy, you can bring a full griddle with you. They're a little bit bigger, so you have to have room in your suitcase, but once again, you simply plug them into the wall and you can make a bunch of different foods on them. The first and main thing everybody usually thinks of is pancakes. Yes, you can take pancake mix with you, instant mix it up, and make freaking pancakes in your hotel room for everybody. I know they're not the healthiest, but if it's all you're gonna have for the next 6 to 8 hours, then fill up on some carbs, get some energy. I like to put peanut butter and syrup on my pancakes, so I get a little bit of extra protein boost from that. And your roommates will be really happy because you made pancakes for them. For lunch options, like on the Foreman, you can make a melt on the griddle as well. You just put your sandwich together, put a little cheese, flip it over, and you have a nice little melt, a warm sandwich. If you want to stay away from bread, you can actually do a whole wheat tortilla wrap or something of that nature. They have the little tortillas that come in whole wheat option, a little bit healthier than bread. If you want to do a really fancy melt, you can cut up vegetables before you leave for the convention, put them in a Tupperware, and you can even add some chicken to it, and then you can pour it onto the griddle and heat it up. Then you put it on your tortilla, add a little bit of cheese, fold it over, and you have a full melt. You have a full meal with vegetables, bread, a little bit of dairy, and it really comes full circle. It makes a nice meal. You get some nutrition in. Also with the tortillas, if you don't want to make a melt, you can even just make a really simple wrap. If you want to put some turkey, chicken, vegetables, tuna, whatever you want, you have that option as well for a meal. The last thing I want to mention with these heating elements is you can cook your leftovers from restaurants on them. I have made leftover spaghetti on my Foreman. I have warmed up leftover rice on my griddle, leftover mashed potatoes and meatballs on my griddle. Really, as long as it's not soup for something really liquidy, you can usually warm it up on your foreman or your griddle. So it's really nice if you, when I got to eat for one meal, bring back some leftovers and then have them later as a snack. A few things you're gonna wanna remember to bring if you are gonna be cooking in your hotel room is you're definitely gonna need plates, forks, spoons, knives, a spatula, some sort of cleaning sponge or rag, some soap. You can get little travel soaps. Don't forget these basic needs. Get your sleep, get your food in, wash your hands. The last thing I want to say, and this goes with anything, is just take everything in moderation. You don't have to eat completely healthy all weekend. You can have sugar, you can have your energy drink. My whole point is, if you don't feel as well, then try to eat something healthy. Maybe you'll have a little bit better convention. Take everything in moderation, don't overdo it, and have fun. Fun is important. I want to give a big thanks to Pixel Brain Productions for filming this for me. They are awesome. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more tutorial videos or con vlogs. I will have all those up. And be sure to check out Facebook links, Instagram links. I'll put all that in the description. So check that out below. And lastly, happy eating, stay healthy, and I'll talk to you guys later. What is that? Oh boy. The apple. Yeah. Umi knows how to eat healthy. Take Umi's example. There you go.